Okay, if I can have your attention, we will call the March 18th, 2022 monthly meeting of Washington County Board of Supervisors to order, please. And if I could ask the Supervisor Clary lead us in prayer.
Dear Lord, thank you for guiding us into spring. It's so wonderful to see the birds and the blackbirds and the snowdrops and all the different things that really show us that spring's on its way. In the meantime, please protect the families in Ukraine. Help them to find safety, find the people they need to get them there, and to start that country be okay. Today, we're here together over Washington County and looking over Washington County and help us through the transition from COVID into whatever the new normal is. Help us not resist the change. Guide us in your name, amen.
Thank you, Supervisor Clary. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In case of fire or other emergency, there are 3 exits to the room, there. In case of that emergency, please proceed to the nearest stairwell, go down the stairs. Welcome to exit the building, go as far away from the building as you can, so rescue squad and emergency squads can do their job. If you're in need of assistance to get out, please contact us. One of us will help you out. Thank you very much. Please silence your cell phones for this meeting. Thank you, Dave. The condensed minutes from the February 18th. Roll call. I'm sorry. Already checked it off my list.
Mr. Hankey.
Here.
Mrs. Fedler. Here. Mr. Ferguson. Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Fisher.
Here.
Mr. Hicks.
Yes.
Mr. Nolan.
Here.
Mr. O'Brien.
Here.
Mr. Half.
Here.
Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Mr. Skelly.
Here.
Mr. Hogan. Mr. Wilson. Mrs. Clary. Here. Mr. Griffith.
Here.
Mr. Roselle.
And we have a quorum.
Yes.
Okay, we have a quorum. And the condensed minutes from the February 18, 2022 meeting are accepted as mailed unless there are any additions or corrections. Does anyone have any additions or corrections they would like to offer up at this time? Seeing or hearing none, those will be accepted, and we'll go on to communications.
For communications from Assemblyman Simpson, correspondence informing us of a new state program announced by the New York State Canal Corporation through Reimagine the Canals in the Erie Canalway National Heritage Corridor that will provide competitive grants to support tourism and recreation along the New York State Canal System. From Warren County, we are in receipt of their Resolution 112, amending Resolution 31 of 2022, appointing members to the Warren Washington Industrial Development Agency and Civic Development Corp. To fill a vacancy due to a resignation. From NISAC, received a press release from the New York State County Highway Superintendents Association congratulating Deborah Donahue, Superintendent of Public Works, on appointment as Vice Chair of the NISAC Transportation and Public Works Committee. And communication from a local business owner disappointed in the support expressed at the February Finance meeting for a shift to online shopping. That's all I have for communications.
Thank you, Deb. And a COVID-19 update. Tim, are you available?
Good morning, everybody. Just a quick update. The chairman asked that I run everybody through where we are currently for COVID-19 in our communities. So as of this morning, we have 41 total active cases in the county with 3 active hospitalizations. Our deaths remain at 85, and our 7-day positivity rate has dropped to 2.6. Certainly non-existent in our communities. It is still out there. We have heard of some additional local cases. We're just encouraging everybody to continue, please, reporting your active positive cases to public health. If you go through the portal, all that paperwork is available online, and certainly public health is there as a continued resource for our community and our departments within the county too. We do still have plenty of COVID-19 at home test kits for anybody who's interested in those. organizations, any member of the community. We have them available at the main entrances to the county building, DMV, also at Public Health. And we also have plenty of hand sanitizer, any other things anybody needs. So any needs, please reach out. And certainly we're continuing to move forward and try and get our communities back to any level of normal that we have previously known, with some added measures to keep COVID at a minimum.
Does anyone have any questions of Tim? Seeing none, thank you, Tim. We appreciate your report. Have a good day.
Thank you.
That moves us on to the committee reports, the audit report. We have a motion to accept the audit report, please.
Mr. Chairman, make a motion to accept the audit report.
Do we have a second? Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffiths, Supervisor Hogan, Supervisor Nolan, Supervisor Henke. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Supervisor's privilege of the floor. Do we have anyone that has supervisor privilege of the floor? You're going to offer up at this point in time. Was there anybody sitting on there by any chance, Cindy? No. Okay. So if no one has anyone, then we will move this thing forward. With the introduction of resolutions.
Resolution number 83 by Supervisors Clary, Fedler, Shaw, Skelly, Ferguson, Wilson, titled to appoint and reappoint members, Office of the Aging Advisory Council.
Do we have a motion to move that?
Chairman, moving resolution number 83.
Moved by Supervisor Clary. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Shaw, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Campbell. And I missed somebody? I don't believe so. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 84 by Supervisors Wilson, Hogan, Half, Hicks, O'Brien, Clary, titled to approve County Emergency Management Plan for 2022.
We have a motion to move resolution number 84, please.
Mr. Hogan, would
Mr.
you?
Hogan, please, if you would. Supervisor Wilson's not available today.
Motion.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Number 84, sorry about that.
That's okay. Is there a second? So we got Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Campbell, Supervisor Clary. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 85 by Supervisors Skelly, Roselle, Half, O'Brien, Fedler, Shaw, Ferguson, Wilson, Fisher, titled to award mini bid number 9229 for 4 Dodge Durangos.
Chairman, moving resolution number 85.
Moved by Supervisor Skelly. Do we have seconds, please? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Shaw, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor Campbell. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 86 by Supervisors Skelly, Roselle, Half, O'Brien, Fedler, Shaw, Ferguson, Wilson, Fisher, title to reject mini bid number 9147 for 1 Chevrolet Tahoe.
Moving resolution number 86.
Moved by Supervisor Skelly. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Shaw, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Campbell, Supervisor Clary. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 87 by Supervisors O'Brien, Shaw, Skelly, Ferguson, titled to authorize agreement with Black Dog Design for tourism services.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution number 87.
Moved by Supervisor O'Brien. Do we have any seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Shaw, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor Campbell, Supervisor Skelly, Supervisor Griffith. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 88 by Supervisors Hicks, Skelly, Campbell, O'Brien, Fedler, Clary, Wilson, title amend staffing pattern, DPW Road Fund.
Mr. Chairman, moving resolution 88.
Moved by Supervisor Hicks. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Campbell, Supervisor Skelly, Supervisor Clary. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 89 by Supervisor Skelly, Roselle, O'Brien, Fedler, Shaw, Ferguson, Wilson, Fisher, title to award contract for construction, PIN 1728.55, Shushan Bridge over Battenkill.
Mr. Chairman, move in resolution number 89.
Moved by Supervisor Skelly. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Shaw, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor Campbell, and Supervisor Clary. Is there any discussion? Supervisor Haff.
This project also had eminent domain involved, so that's why I'm going to vote no.
Okay, thank you. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
Carried.
Resolution number 90 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title amend 2022 Department of Social Services budget for Pandemic Emergency Assistance Program funding.
Moving resolution number 90. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do you have seconds? Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith. Any discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 91 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title amend 2021 Sewer District Number 2 budget.
Moving resolution number 91. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have any seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 92 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title amend 2022 Public Health Budget for COVID-19 Enhanced Detection Fund.
Moving resolution number 92. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Clary. Is there anyone I missed?
Mr. Nolan.
Mr. Nolan, I'm sorry, sir, Mr. down there. Supervisor Nolan, the second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 93 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title amend 2022 tourism budget.
Moving resolution number 93. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have any seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith. I think Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 94 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title to amend the Information Technology 2022 budget for carryover projects.
Moving resolution number 94. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith, and Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 95 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title to increase reserve technology projects.
Moving resolution number 95. Moved by Supervisor Campbell, seconds please. Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith, Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 96 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title to amend capital project number 125, capital improvements plan for LEC roof replacement.
Moving resolution 96. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Second, please. Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Griffith, Supervisor Clary, and Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 97 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith, title to amend capital project number 125, capital improvement plan 2021 budget.
Moving resolution number 97. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor O'Brien, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith, and Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 98 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith. Title: Amend Capital Project Number 128, Marchicelli Grant Projects.
Moving resolution number 98. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Skelly, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith, and Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signal by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 99 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith. Title: Amend 2022 Buildings and Grounds Budget.
Moving resolution number 99. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith, Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, signal saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 100 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith. Title: To carry forward septic system replacement grant unspent funds.
Moving resolution number 100. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. We have seconds. Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Resolution number 101 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith. Title: Amend the title by grade schedule to add Public Health Corps Fellowship position.
Moving resolution number 101. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. We have seconds. Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, this will be a roll call, please.
Mr. Henke.
Yes.
Mrs. Fedler. Yes. Mr. Ferguson, absent. Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Hicks.
Yes.
Mr. Nolan.
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
Mr. Half.
Yes.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Mr. Skelly.
Yes.
Mr. Hogan.
Yes.
Mrs. Clary. Yes. Mr. Griffith.
Yes.
The resolution is adopted, 4,267 yes, 423 absent. Resolution number 102 by Supervisors Campbell, O'Brien, Half, Hicks, Fedler, Skelly, Hogan, Clary, Roselle, Griffith. Title: Amend the exempt salary schedule and staffing pattern for Director of Patient Services, Public Health.
Moving resolution number 102. Moved by Supervisor Campbell. Do we have seconds? Supervisor Fedler, Supervisor Henke, Supervisor Fisher, Supervisor Clary, Supervisor Griffith, Supervisor Nolan. Is there any discussion? Then we will do a roll call, please.
Mr. Henke.
Yes.
Mrs. Fedler. Yes. Mr. Shaw.
Yes.
Mr. Hall.
Yes.
Mr. Fisher.
Yes.
Mr. Hicks.
Yes.
Mr. Nolan.
Yes.
Mr. O'Brien.
Yes.
Mr. Half.
Yes.
Mr. Campbell.
Yes.
Mr. Skelly.
Yes.
Mr. Hogan.
Yes.
Mrs. Clary. Yes. Mr. Griffith.
Yep.
Resolution is adopted, 4,267 yes, 423 absent.
Thank you, Deb. That moves us on to the supervisors' comments. Do any supervisors have any comments at this point in time that they'd like to make? Start with Supervisor. Thank you.
Well, a couple of bad things to start with. I've had a couple of really tragic losses in the past month. Some young people over in our town, Nicky Montello, who was 19, was hit with a car while he was working on a tree project. Nick was quite a neat kid. Time was fairly cool. I was always up at stores sitting around with the men talking about what ought to be done and how to handle things and stuff. And he went right to work and he got himself a job. job and he was on his way. He was going to be a factor in our community. And another one, Rachel Wells, who was 21. Rachel was driving on her way to working on her master's. The car went off the road and rolled over and killed her. So we had two losses of really promising young people here, and kind of put a damper on things for a while over in town. However, I wanted to try and not be quite that dismal, so I wanted to point out to you all that today is the Indian holiday of Holi, H-O-L-I. Is the Spring Festival of Colors, and so therefore I'm wearing a purple shirt and an orange tie. That was as colorful as I could get for today. Yes.
Kind of take tie pack.
So happy Holi to you all.
Thank you, Bob. Supervisor Clary.
We had a couple of people in our town that, first of all, Kevin Baylor could really use everybody's prayers. He's in Albany Med. Is long and hard for so many people. He does have a brain bleed. He's in ICU at Albany Med. Has been for now 10 days. So keep him in your thoughts and prayers. The other one that has passed away is Janet Donahue. She did over 30 years of contribution to the town of Salem through the planning board. I think, looking back at when I was a planning board clerk in the town of Salem, Janet was on the board with John Steele and Harold McCachran, Larry Tomasini, and Albert Sheldon. And she was quiet, dignified young lady at that point, and she did a phenomenal job in getting our planning board off and running in Salem a long, long time ago. So we'll miss her. To celebrate her life and how much she contributed to Salem. And we're sorry for Ed's loss, because I know they were married 48 years, and that's a long time. Anyways, thank you.
Thank you, Sue. We appreciate that. Any other supervisors' comments? Supervisor O'Brien.
We had an individual pass away in Hampton. Her name was Sybil Collie Warren. She and her husband, Fred, were very involved in the Hampton Fire Department for many, many decades. Really made it a great organization. She was involved in helping out many other organizations and acting in the community. Even at 85, she was walking the roads, picking up garbage and stuff, and we used to see her, and sometimes she had a nice smile for you, and sometimes she had a mad smile for you. But she was a wonderful person. She treated everyone with respect, and we're sorry to see her go. She does have some family left in Hampton. Two of her daughters live in Hampton. They're both families have very distinguished people that their children have done a lot, very well in school and very well in college. But the other part of this is that it is the end of the Warren name in Hampton. The Warren family was the founder of the town of Hampton, way back in the 1700s. And Fred, her husband, was the last direct lineage throughout, and he lives in Hampton. All the rest have gone away. So sorry to see that name leave in Hampton, and the entire lineage were great contributors to town, supervisors, judges, justice of peace, town board, active in fire departments, active in everything. So sad day to lose that lineage in the town of Hampton.
Thank you, Dave. Supervisor Shaw, I see your hand up.
Yes, I just feel that I have to comment, a short comment on this letter that was received from the business couple in Cambridge on our overjoy of sales tax collections in the county from online shopping. And they said, and I think their summary was that it'd be nice if you invested just a small fraction of that back into the community. And I really feel we're doing that. I mean, we couldn't spend the money we're spending on our advertising and tourism and promotion of Washington County, and I think that benefits everybody, including them. So So I wanted to make that little comment.
Thank you, Dan. And what I'm gonna ask, too, because I know that, I think she has maybe a little bit different perspective on it now, because I know she talked with Supervisor Griffith, and she also talked to Supervisor Clary, so if one of them would like to, both of you like to comment on that.
I would, and I appreciate that, Dan, because we have a really good plan that's gonna be coming out, how we're gonna spend the money on our advertising budget in the upcoming, the upcoming meeting next week. So, for all the supervisors who wanna see how we're gonna spend that $200, Black Dog has done a great job to be able to put together a presentation, how we're gonna spend that. And I agree, Dan, we're putting a lot of money back into advertising and promoting for our small businesses inside these villages. Another piece about that, the economics of that. So in her letter, she states $167 million, could have stayed inside Washington County. That $167 million was kind of found money for Washington County because it wasn't being spent in Warren County, Saratoga County, Bennington County. So that $5 million is money that we've been missing for the last 12 years since Amazon has been shipping stuff to our communities. So it's now our turn to get that money. So it's rightful for us to promote it and celebrate it, but put it back into the community, which we're doing. So thank you very much, Dan.
Sue, did you want to comment? I mean, you would talk to her personally.
I actually talked to Connie last night, and we shared exactly what both of you are saying, and we also talked about how April 29th, we're going to have like a public forum for economic recovery in Main Street, and so that's going to be at the Port Salem Theater. We're actually working on a plan to market that now. Dave O'Brien is going to be a speaker, so you can come and listen to Dave, and a few others were others. So, yeah, we are working on this, but if you really want to go back into Washington County, this weekend is New York State Maple Syrup Weekend, and you can go buy pancakes and you can support your local people, and so, it's only as good as all what we do. So go local, spend your money there. If you need to have a cardboard box in your kitchen with your paper products and all that stuff, so be it, because that money comes back too, which before it used to go to Saratoga County or Warren County. So, anyway.
Supervisor Campbell.
There you go.
I want to thank Dan too for his comment, James, but I'd like to remind everyone that 100% of our money goes to the benefit of people in Washington County. Every facility gets dispersed. We don't disperse it anywhere else. We can help it. So I just want everyone to be aware of that.
Very good. Supervisor O'Brien.
I have a little different twist on that. We used to have people that used to go to Warren County to malls, Saratoga County malls, pick up items they can't pick up locally. But now that they can shop for some of those things online, instead of going to Warren County or Queensbury and doing their grocery shopping and other shopping, dairy shopping while they're over there, they can keep that in the community. They can shop at local stores, local areas, get small knickknacks and food and groceries they need. And I think it's important to remember that if people are still going outside and doing that shopping outside, they'd be spending more of their money outside. So hopefully their money's going to stay in the state, in the county as well, for grocery shopping, other shopping, and knickknacks and stuff.
Thank you, Dave. Any other supervisors have any comments? I'd like to thank you all for your comments and your participation, and having seen no other business to come